I'm involved in a project to try to change our community's image. And this is a great photo of our community, and if you just looked at this photo, you would say, well, why do you have an image issue, and why is that such a big deal? Well, we do have an image issue, and many communities do throughout the United States, and there are a number of reasons for that. A lot of it just has to do with history or the economy, old infrastructure, just the past, whether it's perception or reality. So I thought, okay, we're going to do this image project. I can go online and I'll just download, other community image plans, and we'll just get started. Well, I found out that it isn't that easy. Changing a community's image became very personal. There are things that are going on here and in play that I really still don't understand, and that's the point of my discussion today, is to get more people to help out in this conversation. After further research, we came up with a plan that really had three components, because typically what you'll find out if you learn about image is that people just focus on marketing. And marketing's done all the time for communities, and visitors bureaus have marketing campaigns going on 24/7. So marketing is not enough. So there's two other components to our image plan, and that is beautification and education. So I'll touch on all three, but we're going to start on marketing. Now, I can't take any responsibility for this marketing program. It is awesome, and it happened because our city government wanted to replace a sign, and they worked with a local marketing firm called Revel, and they came up with this fantastic image. And this is what we're using in our image campaign. But what's so fascinating about this is that it really speaks to the issue itself of how do we see things differently. So here is the name of our city, Muskegon, which has been the name since 1837. Yet now people are looking at those words and they're seeing it differently. And so it's almost like, I'm sure that wasn't the graphic designer's plan. It's almost a miracle in that this is what we needed. We need people to see our community differently, and how wonderful that our actual graphic image starts us on that process. And so I'm very, very thankful for this. The second part of the campaign has to do with education. I just threw up three photos really quickly. You can take millions of photos of our beautiful, beautiful community, but we realized that you have to educate people. And so we've actually put together an education program. It's 4 hours long. It's called the Muskegon Star Program, and you complete the program, you actually get a star, and as I'm wearing one here. We've already trained 100 people. We hope to train 300 to 400 a year and keep that program going, because education is critical in all of this. And then finally this. I mean, isn't it interesting? Every town has something that looks like this. And so beautification is really important, and there is a lot of research that shows that beautification does make a difference. It softens the view, and so planting flowers, something as simple as planting flowers, it has been demonstrated can not only change an image, it actually lowers your crime rate in your community. So those of you that are really interested in community development and neighborhood development, you must start right away with this idea of beautification. And these beautification efforts in our community actually started some time ago. So it's really nice that now this is going to be strategic and that we're going to keep working on beautification for the years to come. But this is where it started to get different in terms of, I've been talking to literally, I would say, thousands of people about our community image and individual one-on-one conversations. Those of you that are from our community know this has been a concern for a number of years. And so it's really great to be able to be in a position now to take it to another level. There are lots of people involved. I'm just one of, maybe 300 that are working on this actively. But when I started to talk to people individually, I found out that how I see the community with my eyes is not the same way that other people see the community. And I do not mean how they perceive it. I mean how they see it. So I've got a couple quick stories. This is a building. That's the same building, okay? A woman was talking to me, and she said, she didn't believe me when I said the community has changed. She just refused to believe me. And so I literally had to take her, I put my arm around her, and I said, look at this building. Do you see the difference in this building? And it wasn't until I touched her that she acknowledged that the building had indeed changed. I believe that in her mind, she still saw the Daniels building. And even though the building had indeed changed, her eyes could not see it. And then once she said she saw the change, I was able to turn her and say, now do you see this building? Now do you see the new street with the flowers? Can you see the artwork? And she did. You could see I'd broken through. Whatever that was keeping her eyes from seeing the change, I'd broken through. Of course, that's always my victory, is to break through, see if you can take somebody from here to there when it comes to this image issue. Now, I never saw that woman again. And so I don't know if she stayed in our community or if she left. And I really don't care, because it was a valuable lesson that I learned. So I have one more story, though. And this is my final slide, and I'm just going to keep it up here to tell this story, because it was a great story, too. And this was not long ago. For those of you that are involved in our redevelopment, it's been going on for some time. A lot of the new stuff has been around about maybe 5, 6 years. Some things started 7 years ago. I think somebody's celebrating their 10th anniversary with some new development. Well, I'm walking down the street in this same general area, and this guy looks lost. And so he's like looking, and I said, can I help you? And of course, that's what I do for a living. And he didn't know what anything was. And then so I'm saying, yeah, well, that's the new breweries over there. And he's like, wow. And he goes and he's asking me a bit about the sculpture that's in the center of our downtown. And he's just amazed. He's so happy and so excited. I said, have you been to the new farmers market? No. I said, do you have time? He goes, no, I'm just here for a meeting across the street at the Holiday Inn. I don't have time for that. I said, so where are you from? And he said, Muskegon. And so, of course, I just laughed hilariously. I thought, oh my gosh, here is a guy, this is his hometown, and he's seeing these things for the very first time. And so, my message to you is, wherever you are, you really need to look around. You need to look around the room that you're in. You need to look around your neighborhood. You need to look around your community. Because if you do, I think you're going to see something wonderful. I think you're going to see something beautiful. And I especially know that you're going to see it if you're in Muskegon, Michigan.